They're an interest, as I was brought up in Amersham and have family and friends living there and in other areas being blighted by this scheme. They are not NIMBYs, but they're amongst the thousands of people throughout the country who have examined the arguments for HS2 and find them utterly unconvincing. The government claims that HS2 is in the national interest and that it will serve to bridge the north-south divide. Yet, according to public policy expert Professor Mike Geddes, that claim has no factual basis, with the likely movement of money and people being towards London rather than back to the north. International studies show that it will just strengthen London's dominance. HS2 Limited itself admits that 7 out of the 10 jobs created for Phase 1 will be in London. Far from increasing the connectivity between our cities, as the government claims, some UK cities will have a worse service than at present. The government is pressing ahead with this project, despite the fact that it's based on flawed assumptions and calculations about its costs and benefits. The Public Accounts Committee in the other place has today pointed to the basic errors made by DfT on the West Coast franchising fiasco, wasting at least £50 million of taxpayers' money. One of the most glaring flaws is that over half the benefit claimed to derive from the shorter journey time, 55%, is based on the fallacy that time spent on the train is all wasted. My lords, we're in the 21st century with iPads, mobile phones and the internet. Could I ask the Noble Lord Earl, the Minister, to explain why his department ignores the extensive research, let alone the evidence of their own eyes, which shows that business travellers do work on the train? Why is his department using out-of-date 11-year-old data and incorrect assumptions on the value of time? Would the Minister also explain why an outdated forecasting model is being used to project demand? I understand that the old model significantly overstated the growth forecast of long-distance trips and so inflated the growth in demand for HS2. My Lords, I'm nearly out of time, but any fair cost-benefit analysis would factor in the cost to the thousands of people whose homes have been blighted by this route, the farms that have been cut in two, and the businesses ruined. Yet the proposed compensation arrangements are derisory. Over less than 2% of blighted homes can hope for compensation. Thousands are trapped, unable to move or only by accepting large losses. As we've heard, one mortgage provider has valued a property 500 metres from HS2 at nil. My Lords, I don't deny that the country needs infrastructure building, but it needs to spend £33 billion on houses, and houses built now to draw a halt to the misery being caused by inflated rents, rocketing house prices, and the iniquitous cuts to the housing benefit system. It doesn't need to blight existing houses, and it doesn't, my Lords, need HS2.